What I'd like to do now is to look at some individual cases of things in the corpus which come out, which jump out as interesting, and try to understand and interpret them in a way that helps us to make a good description of spoken grammar. So if we go on to the next slide and press again, click again, we're going to look at this little word though and its alternative although. There are two forms, although and though. And we have a graph here, and if you click please Alistair, what graph shows is that in spoken language, though is 6 times more frequent than although. Okay, so that's the big red column on the left. Though is 6 times more frequent in speech than although. So at this point we said, well, why should that be? Why should there be this huge difference in frequency in the distribution? Now, I've asked this question at seminars and lectures around the world, and people very often say, well, although is longer, it takes more time to say it, so it's easier and shorter to say though. Well, that may be true, but that's not the whole story. To get the whole story, to understand properly what's going on, what is happening here, we need to look at actual examples of people using these words. So if we go on to the next slide, we'll have a look at some examples from our corpus. Now when I show you these examples, you'll see some figures at the top of the screen there in brackets. It doesn't matter if you're not interested in these, but for those who are interested in statistics, the first number, in this case 175, tells me that it is the 175th most frequent word in British English, and the second number tells me that it is the 190th most frequent word in North American English. That's the English of the USA and Canada. So in both cases, in both of these major varieties of English, this word is an extremely frequent word. Anything that is in the first 2,000 words is part of our survival level vocabulary, the vocabulary that we really cannot communicate without. So for a word to be 175 or 190 means it's a terribly important word, and that's why we need to understand it. To understand it, let's look at a couple of corpus examples. So click away please, Alistair. I keep clicking. Keep clicking.